All right, now we're gonna be preparing some hot dogs. So before we start panning up our hot dogs or doing anything like that, let's start preheating our Rational iCombi Pro so we can be very efficient and double use our time so we don't have to pan and then wait. So let's head on over to the iCombi Pro and start our preheat. All right, so for our hot dog setting, we're gonna kind of do a steamed hot dog. And so we're gonna go to our meat category and we're gonna use actually blanch and simmer for this. And when we do this, we're going to use it with the probe, and then we will just set our target doneness to 165 degrees. And now you're going to see a notification here down at the bottom in just a second that it's going to start to preheat and be ready to go. Actually, in this case, we were cooking at a little bit higher temperature, so now it actually has to cool down. So it either preheats, or when you use the iCooking suite and our intelligent program, it either preheats or pre-cools based on whatever function it is. And it knows that and senses it automatically. So we'll come back to this in just a few minutes after it's ready to go, and it'll let us know. All right, so our iCombi Pro is ready, notifying that it's ready, but we don't have our hot dogs ready yet. So what we're going to do is we can come over and either with just a tap or a turn of the control dial, now we can silence that, but it's going to keep blinking, showing us that it's on hold, ready for us to load, so we can have that time to finish doing what we're working on before we have to load it. Okay, so now we're ready to pan our hot dogs. We're not doing a lot of them today, but one thing that we did is we got a big case in so we can have that cost savings of buying in bulk, but we were able to take them back, put them into vac seal bags, and then vac seal them in our Henkelman boxer, and now we have them ready to go. We can pull them out. It's going to hold the freshness. They're not going to dry out, and if we decide we have to freeze them, they're not going to have that freezer burn. So we're going to go ahead and just pan these up. We're cooking these today in just a perforated hotel pan, so that as we steam these, we don't have a lot of water buildup or water condensation onto our hot dogs. And we'll give it just a little space, and now we're ready to go. All right, so now we're ready to load. So with this process, we're using our core temperature probe, then we don't have to monitor that or worry about the time, because maybe these are hot dogs that we don't know how long they take to cook. So all we're going to do is take our core temperature probe, and we're going to insert that in the end of one of the hot dogs and kind of skewer it on there, and then place it back into the pan. And since these hot dogs are uniform, they're all going to cook the exact same way. So the iCombi Pro will let us know when they're done, so we can go ahead and move out of our day and continue on with the day's work. Okay, so the iCombi Pro is letting us know that our hot dogs are ready to go, so we're going to come check them out. Okay, so we'll just remove the probe. Now we have our hot dogs ready to go. You know, the nice thing with this is that we didn't have to monitor the hot dogs. We didn't have to go back and check them if we were just boiling them, and then we didn't have to deal with that pot of water. We don't have to deal with that. We know when the hot dogs are precisely done exactly where we want them to be. So we'll plate a few of these up. And they're ready to go. So we have just again, those great steamed hot dogs. They're not overdone. They didn't get a lot of vegetation. They're not they're not bursting or anything along those lines, so we'll just put just a little ketchup on those. And then a little bit of mustard. And now we have our hot dogs ready to go. So we have steamed hot dogs. The process is very quick, very efficient, very little mess, and very easy to work with.